Have you ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth effortlessly, while others grind twice as hard, yet stay financially stuck? It's not just luck. The truth is, the wealthy follow a different set of rules, a hidden financial playbook that rarely gets shared. But today, you're getting a peek inside. In this video, we're exposing the 10 worst assets that silently drain your wealth and keep you trapped in the financial rat race. These aren't just bad purchases, they're wealth destroyers, disguised as achievements and status symbols. Warren Buffett once revealed a secret most rich people already know. They didn't build their fortunes by chasing more money. They did it by avoiding these exact money-killing traps that most Americans fall into without thinking twice. Each of these so-called assets is part of a system designed to funnel your money into someone else's pocket. And the last one, it's the most deceptive of all, and it might already be sitting in your driveway right now. Let's get into it. Number 1, the $186,000 smell. That new car smell, it's almost irresistible, but here's the truth nobody at the dealership tells you. The moment you drive off the lot, your car has already lost 15% of its value. It's like throwing $6,000 out the window before you even get home. And it doesn't stop there. Within 5 years, that $40,000 vehicle is typically worth less than $20,000. But if you financed it, you're still making payments as if it were worth full price, often with interest that pushes the real cost beyond $50,000. Wealthy people rarely make this mistake. Even Warren Buffett, who is worth billions, drove a used Cadillac because they understand one key principle. Cars aren't investments, they're expenses, and real wealth is built by owning things that grow in value, not shrink. So, what's the smarter play? Buy used, 2 to 3 years old, low mileage. A pre-owned Toyota Camry or Honda Accord gives you nearly the same experience as a brand new model, often still under warranty, and saves you $10,000 to $15,000 instantly. And if you're still tempted by that shiny new car, run the numbers. Those same $40,000, if invested in an S&P 500 index fund for 20 years, could grow to over $186,000. So ask yourself, is that new car smell worth trading away your financial future? Number 2, the vacation trap that won't let go. Ever dreamed of owning a little slice of paradise you could visit every year? That's the seductive pitch behind timeshares. But here's the truth. They're not investments. In fact, they might be one of the worst financial decisions you can make. It starts with a hefty upfront cost, often $20,000 or more. But that's just the beginning. What the smiling sales reps don't highlight are the annual maintenance fees, which start around $800 and can quickly climb past $2,000 a year. And it doesn't matter if you use it or not, you pay either way. Then comes the real shocker. When you finally try to sell it, you discover something brutal. Nobody wants to buy it. The market is flooded with desperate owners trying to escape, some even offering to pay others to take over their contracts. Andrew from Miami learned this the hard way. He tried to sell his Florida timeshare for $15,000 after paying $30,000 just 5 years earlier. He didn't receive a single offer. Meanwhile, financially savvy travelers take a simpler route. They book only when and where they want, no strings attached. With platforms like Airbnb and Booking.com, you can enjoy top destinations, updated rooms, and zero long-term commitments. And if you already feel stuck in a timeshare, there are companies that specialize in helping you exit, but be prepared to pay for it. Remember, prevention is cheaper than escape. Before signing any long-term contract, ask yourself one simple question. Does this give me financial flexibility or lock me into a lifelong burden? Number 3, the illusion of luxury. That $2,000 Louis Vuitton bag or that $10,000 Rolex watch. It might look like success, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Many people flaunting these symbols of wealth are actually drowning in debt. They're trading real wealth for the illusion of prosperity. It's what experts call the luxury paradox. While some people max out credit cards for the latest designer labels, many genuine millionaires, they wear basic clothes and live below their means. Mark Zuckerberg is famous for his gray t-shirts. Warren Buffett still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. They understand a timeless truth. Real wealth isn't about what you wear, it's about what you own. Let's break down the math. That $500 pair of designer shoes doesn't just cost what's on the tag. It's also what you lose by not investing that money. If you put that $500 into an ETF like VTI and let it grow at 8% annually, in 20 years, it would be worth over $20,000. And if you charge it to a credit card at 18% interest, the real cost could double. Now, this doesn't mean you should never buy beautiful or high quality things. The issue is timing. The wealthy follow the assets first rule. They build income and investments first and buy luxuries later. Here's a helpful rule of thumb. If a luxury item costs more than 1% of your net worth, you're probably buying it too soon. Love designer brands? Go smarter. Try resale platforms like The RealReal for deep discounts on authentic items. Or use services like Rent the Runway to enjoy fashion without the financial commitment. Because here's the thing. As wasteful as designer spending can be, at least you walk away with something. But the next wealth trap? It sells nothing, except false hope. And Americans spend billions on it every single year. Number 4, the tax on hope. Did you know there's a tax millions pay willingly, even though their chance of getting anything in return is near zero? It's called the lottery. And it's not just a game, it's a cleverly disguised tax on hope, one that hits the poorest the hardest. The odds? You're more likely to be struck by lightning, 1 in 500,000, than to win the Powerball jackpot, 1 in 292 million. To put that in perspective, you could fill Madison Square Garden with people, pick just one at random to win the prize, and still have better odds than hitting the lottery. Yet the average American spends about $400 a year on tickets. It doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. If you invested that same $400 a year into an index fund like VOO, with an 8% average return, in 30 years you'd have over $50,000. Susan from Ohio ran the numbers after 12 years of playing. She had spent over $15,000 on tickets and never won more than $50. Here's what the wealthy understand. They don't gamble on hope. They place strategic bets on businesses, real estate, and the market, because they know real wealth comes from consistent decisions, not lucky breaks. Still feel the urge to gamble? Create a fun fund, just 1 to 2% of your disposable income. This lets you enjoy the thrill without sabotaging your future, or better yet, redirect the impulse. Apps like Acorns or Robinhood make investing just as engaging as gambling, but with odds that actually work in your favor. Because while gambling drains your wallet slowly, our next wealth destroyer, it drains it fast. By the way, if you're learning something new here, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Number 5, the plastic trap. That little piece of plastic in your pocket? It might be the most dangerous thing for your financial future. Credit card debt left unpaid is like a financial black hole. With average interest rates around 20% a year, it quietly sucks away your wealth, until there's nothing left but stress and statements. The numbers are staggering. A $5,000 balance paying just the minimum can take over 15 years to pay off and rack up more than $10,000 in interest. That's like buying everything at double the price. Steven from Boston found this out the hard way. He racked up $7,000 on furniture and electronics. But by the time he was done paying it off, he had shelled out over $15,000. And here's the part banks don't want you to know. They love when you only pay the minimum. In fact, they design it that way. That $25 or $35 minimum payment, it's not random. It's carefully calculated to keep you in debt for as long as possible. It's a wealth transfer straight from your future to their shareholders. But there's another way. Financially smart people still use credit cards, but they control the card. They pay their balances in full every month without fail. And in return, they get rewards, cashback, air miles, fraud protection, all without paying a cent in interest. Cards like Chase Freedom Unlimited or Citi Double Cash can give you 1 to 2% back on every purchase, but only if you never carry a balance. Now, what if you're already stuck in debt? There's a proven way out. Start with the avalanche method. Focus on paying off the card with the highest interest rate first, while making minimum payments on the others. Once the first is crushed, move to the next. That momentum creates a powerful snowball effect. Need help staying organized? Apps like Undebt It or Tiller Money can track your progress and keep you motivated. Because escaping the trap is the first step toward freedom. Number 6, degrees that drain your future.
Go to college, get a good job.
It's the advice passed down for generations. But today, that advice is starting to crack. Because while the cost of a 4-year degree now exceeds $100,000, many graduates are walking away with mountains of debt, and no guarantee of a job that can pay it off. The average student loan debt in the US is around $37,000 per person. But in certain fields, it's not uncommon to owe $100,000 or more. The real problem? Some degrees lead to jobs with such low starting salaries. Paying off that debt becomes nearly impossible. Megan, a visual arts major, graduated with $60,000 in loans. Her first job paid just $32,000 a year. 5 years later, she still owed more than when she started. The issue isn't education, it's the mismatch between cost and return. Financially wise people treat education like any other investment. They ask tough questions. Will this degree actually increase my income? Is there a faster, cheaper path to this career? Can I learn these skills more affordably elsewhere? Thankfully, smarter options are growing fast. Certification programs in fields like IT, web development, and data analysis. They often cost less than $10,000 and lead to jobs paying $60,000 or more. Community colleges offer the same general education courses at a fraction of the price of traditional universities. Online platforms like Coursera and LinkedIn Learning offer high-quality courses for hundreds, not thousands, of dollars. If you're already considering higher education, do your homework first. Sites like PayScale and the Bureau of Labor Statistics show average salaries by degree and career. Compare programs. Consider starting at a community college, then transferring to a university. And don't overlook financial aid. Scholarships, federal assistance, and employer reimbursement programs can slash your costs dramatically. At least with education, you're investing in yourself. But the next wealth destroyer, it's even more crazy because people pour fortunes into it for something they barely even use. Number 7, the $2,000 day on the lake. There's an old joke among boat owners.
With the two best days in your life, the day you buy the boat and the day you sell it.
But behind the laugh lies a brutal financial truth. Boats, vacation homes, and luxury toys. They might look like status symbols, but they're really just money pits in disguise. Take a $50,000 boat. Now add $5,000 to $10,000 a year for storage, maintenance, insurance, fuel, and repairs. And here's the kicker. Most of them sit idle more than 90% of the time. Jason from Tampa bought his dream boat for $65,000. But after tracking his usage, he found he only took it out 8 days a year, meaning each outing cost him nearly $2,000. Financially smart people, they skip the ownership trap entirely and rent instead. Why spend $50,000 when you can rent a boat for $400 to $600 on the rare occasion you actually want to sail? Apps like Get My Boat, Boatsetter, and Freedom Boat Club give you access without the burden. Let's do the math. A $50,000 boat plus $5,000 in annual cost over 10 years totals $100,000. If that same money had gone into an ETF growing at 8% annually, you'd have $215,000 instead. So ask yourself, are a few sunny days on the water worth $115,000 of your future? Here's a simple guideline. If the yearly cost of maintaining a luxury item is more than 5% of your after-tax income, you probably can't afford it. Still crave those high-end experiences? Try shared ownership or luxury membership clubs. They offer the same perks without sinking your finances. Number 8, the policy that pretends to build wealth.
Is insurance and an investment, all in one.
That's the pitch insurance agents use to sell whole life policies. But what they don't tell you, you're mixing one of the most expensive forms of life insurance with one of the weakest investments available. And the result? You get a product that fails at both. Let's break it down. Whole life insurance can cost 5 to 10 times more than term life for the same coverage. A 45-year-old man wanting $500,000 in coverage might pay $400 per year for a 20-year term policy, or $4,000 per year for a whole life policy. That's a $3,600 difference every year. Money that could be growing in real investments with much higher returns. And here's the kicker. In the early years, almost all of your premium goes to fees and commissions. After 10 years, you could have paid $40,000 in premiums and have just $30,000 in accumulated value. That's exactly what happened to Ben from Ohio. After 8 years of payments, he cashed out and received less than he put in, while his agent walked away with thousands in commissions in year 1. Wealth-savvy people take a different route. They buy term and invest the difference. They use cheap term life insurance to protect their families during the years that matter, when they have kids, a mortgage, or people depending on them. And instead of overpaying for whole life, they invest the savings in index funds like VTI. If you already have whole life insurance and are second guessing it, you're not stuck. You might be able to partially surrender the policy, take a policy loan, or do a tax-free 1035 exchange into an annuity or more efficient product. Just one word of caution, always speak to a fee-only financial planner, not someone who earns commissions, for unbiased advice, because the wrong policy can quietly eat away your wealth for years. And speaking of slow leaks, our next wealth trap is one you might be carrying right now, in your pocket. Number 9, the $14,000 upgrade trap. That new iPhone looks amazing, doesn't it? Slightly better camera, a bit faster processor, a shinier finish. But here's what tech companies don't want you to realize. The difference between last year's phone and the new one, it's barely noticeable, and rarely worth the $1,000 plus it costs to upgrade. The cycle is engineered perfectly. Every new release comes with slick marketing, designed to make your current device feel outdated. Apple, Samsung, and the rest, they've mastered the art of perceived obsolescence. They don't need your old device to break, they just need you to believe it's no longer good enough. And year after year, we fall for it. The numbers are wild. Upgrading smartphones every year can cost you over $12,000 in a single decade. But if you keep your phone for 3 to 4 years instead, you could save $6,000 to $8,000 easily. Marcus from Denver crunched the numbers on his tech habits. Over 10 years, he'd spent more than $14,000 just upgrading iPhones. Money that, if invested in an index fund, would now be worth over $20,000. So what do the wealthy do differently? They follow a simple rule. Use technology until it no longer meets your needs, not until the next version hits shelves. Warren Buffett used the same flip phone for years while building a billion-dollar empire. It's not about avoiding tech, it's about using it strategically, not emotionally. When it's finally time to upgrade, be smart. Last year's models often sell at 30 to 40% discounts once the new ones launch. Certified refurbished devices come with warranties, but cost a fraction of new. And with computers, a simple RAM or SSD upgrade for $100 to $200 can breathe new life into your current setup, saving you from buying a $1,500 machine. In the endless race for new, the winners are the ones who know when to say, not yet. Number 10, one day, $500,000 lost. Your wedding, it's supposed to be the most special day of your life. But here's the truth. It doesn't need to be the most expensive. In the US, the average wedding now costs over $30,000. And for many couples, that means starting married life deep in debt, trading decades of financial stability for just a few hours of celebration. Why? Because the pressure is relentless. Magazines, wedding shows, and perfectly curated Instagram feeds all send the same message. If it's not grand, it's not meaningful. But the data tells a different story. There's no link between how much you spend and how happy or long-lasting the marriage is. In fact, studies show that couples who spend less on their weddings tend to stay together longer. Alice and Jordan from Boston decided to take a different path. They had an intimate $5,000 ceremony and used the $25,000 they saved as a down payment on their first home. That investment, it appreciated substantially in just 5 years. The problem isn't celebrating, it's sacrificing your financial future for one single day. Because those $30,000, if invested at age 30 and left to grow at 8% annually, would be worth over $450,000 by retirement. So the question becomes, are a few hours of flowers, music, and cake really worth $500,000 of your future? Financially intelligent couples are flipping the script. They focus on meaning, not spectacle. Experience, not extravagance. They choose weekday weddings, unconventional venues like parks or museums, digital invitations, minimalist decor, and with those simple choices, they cut the cost in half or more, while keeping all the moments that truly matter. If you're planning a wedding, start with this. Set a maximum budget before you plan anything, and follow the golden rule. Never spend more than you can pay in cash without jeopardizing your future goals. Need help staying on track? Apps like Zola and WeddingWire offer free budgeting tools that make it easy, because love should be a beginning, not a burden. Bonus tip. Avoiding wealth traps is the first step to building wealth on a scale from 1 to 10. How helpful was this to your financial journey? Let me know which one you will be doing first in the comments below. Because here's the truth most people never hear. Wealth isn't just built by what you earn, it's built by what you avoid. While the world chases status and spends on illusions, you now have something more powerful: clarity. You've seen behind the curtain, you know how to spot the traps, and most importantly, how to avoid them. However, if you're serious about building real wealth, not just earning it, but protecting it, Then don't stop here. The next video reveals 15 secrets the ultra-rich use to stay invisible, and why staying off the radar might be the smartest financial move you'll ever make. Click here now and learn how the wealthy quietly guard their money, privacy, and power. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to take your investing knowledge to the next level, check out my investing program. It covers everything, from the fundamentals to advanced strategies, and includes practical steps you can start applying right away. You'll also get bonus lessons and resources I don't share anywhere else. The link is in the description below. Don't just watch investing videos, start learning how to build real wealth for yourself. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.